Sanctuary, Heavenly Birthstones, Part 28, compiled by Shirley Jean Street and read by Wayne T. Street. Asher's name meant happy. He was son number 8. We find that in Genesis chapter 30, verses 12 and 13. His birth mother was Zilpah, Leah's maid. His gemstone was a transparent white onyx. He was known for loving the good things in life. Jacob spoke of his prosperity, Genesis 49, verse 20. Out of Asher his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. And along with prosperity comes self-control, or else there is gluttonous behavior. Asher conquered appetite and was temperate and able to control his passions. The work of reform began at his table, and because of this, he increased in physical, mental, and moral health. Asher demonstrated that it is possible to be prosperous and wealthy and yet serve the Lord. Asher might well be characterized as fastidious. He represents the unassuming who help to smooth the path of life traveled by others. The Jews believed that his standard depicted a fruitful olive tree. Asher found the secret of life. A wise lady once said, "If our lives are filled with holy fragrance, if we honor God by having good thoughts toward others and doing good deeds to bless others, it matters not whether we live in a cottage or a palace." Moses added to Jacob's prediction, "Let Asher be blessed with children. Let him dip his foot in oil. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be." Deuteronomy 32, verses 24 and 25. What a list of wonderful blessings. And to them was added this encouraging promise: he would be acceptable to his brethren. But Deborah regretted that in the crisis with Sisera, Asher sat still at the haven of the sea and abode by his creeks. Judges 7, verse 17. Through the centuries, the tribe continued to degenerate in character and decreased in numbers. Judges 1, verses 31, and also Judges 5, verse 1. During the reign of David, they had grown so insignificant that Asher is ignored in the roster of the tribal chiefs. 1 Chronicles chapter 27, verses 16 to 22. However, for those persons who are endowed with many talents and blessings and fail to achieve their potentials, Asher blazes an encouraging, if faint, trail to glory. Members of this tribe will be sealed for the return of Jesus. Revelation chapter 7, verse 6. And their leader's name is mercifully emblazed on a pearly gate. My soul, take courage. Like Moses, who faced the sea before him and Pharaoh's army behind him, circumstances have but little to do with the experiences of the soul. It is the spirit cherished which gives coloring to all our actions. A heart where the peace of Christ is not found is unhappy. Full of discontent, the person sees defects in everything, and he would bring discord into the most heavenly music. However, a man at peace with God and his fellow men cannot be made miserable. Envy will not be in his heart. Evil surmising will find no room there. Hatred cannot exist. The heart in harmony with God is lifted above the annoyances and trials of this life. A life of selfishness is a life of evil. Those whose hearts are filled with love of self will store away evil thoughts about others and will talk against God's instrumentalities. Passions kept warm and fierce by Satan's promptings are a bitter fountain, ever sending forth bitter streams to poison the life of others. The scriptures say nothing of Asher's personal life. but centuries later, his descendants are recognized as experts in war. 1 Chronicles 12, verse 36. Under stress, Asherites showed themselves to be top quality soldiers. Through the centuries, this tribe continued to corrupt in character and decreased in numbers. But for those who have many talents and blessings and still fail to achieve their potential, Asher's example is a faint but encouraging trail to heaven. Revelation 7, verse 6. The purity of Christ's righteousness was provided as the foundation for the development of Asher's character. His counterpart in the city's foundation is the pleasant, if doubting, Philip. His cheery countenance won Nathanael's questioning mind and encouraged the shy Greeks who longed to see Jesus. Christ can do through the yielded life what self-willed self-righteousness prevents.